Are you stuck in a state of meh? It can look like inefficient goal setting, lack of self-confidence, perfectionism, procrastination, or imposter syndrome. Or maybe you're an expert at the blame game. Is this sounding way too familiar? I'm Sue Krautbauer, and I mentor midlifers, guiding them through a quick start plan to getting unstuck and achieving their dreams and goals for an amazing future. Each week, I share lessons learned on taking back control of your life and achieving your personal or professional goals. Last week, we tackled the question, are you afraid of success? We touched on how the fear of success, not fear of failure, is a common obstacle to consistent and lasting success for many folks. This week, we're going to talk to aspiring, atypical midlifers that are quietly kicking butt. Introverted entrepreneurs. Boy, that's a mouthful. Introverted entrepreneurs that are quietly kicking butt. Does the following statements resonate with you? Do you ever get overwhelmed by the idea of socializing or socializing in a large group? Do you feel recharged when you spend time doing hobbies on your own? It's quite possible you might be an introvert. Introverts are generally reserved or quiet people who find they expend a lot of energy, feel drained when being in a crowd. It's estimated that introverts make up about, from a quarter to almost 40% of the population. But, well, you know the stereotypes. Managers and salespeople need to be confident, passionate, and bold extroverts, while people in IT, copywriters, accountants should be analytical, organized, and quietly introverts. We feel pressured to fit inside the box labeled one or the other, when in reality, most people are neither pure introverts nor pure extroverts, but a blend of both. I'm a perfect example. I've spent a huge majority of my career in IT, and I am not a classic introvert. But we all tend to favor one side of the coin more heavily, even if outwardly we don't conform to the stereotypes. The real sign of an introvert is that they recharge when they are alone. Extroverts, on the other hand, recharge when they are with people. Most people have a misconception that introversion and extroversion heavily dictate a person's present and future. But super smart people like you who want their business or career to thrive must break out of that introvert-extrovert box that you or the people you care about have put you into. When you allow yourself to be labeled as either one or the other, whether by your own self-definition or others, it produces limiting beliefs about what you can and can't do, and how drastically it affects how you interact with others at work, in your business, and in your social life. I want you to hear me loud and clear. The idea that only extroverts can be successful in the business world is a complete myth. You can be an introvert and still be a confident decision maker, problem solver, and entrepreneur. So if you've been thinking about being an entrepreneur but feel hesitant because you consider yourself an introvert and want to be less reserved, here are a couple of tips to help you develop a sprinkling of extroverted qualities to complement your introverted qualities for a formidable combination of both. Now, please note these tips are not about becoming a fake extrovert, but rather acknowledging the valuable traits that introverts bring to the table and helping you to feel more comfortable sharing those, breaking your own ice and allowing you to shine in a world that tends to value extroverted characteristics more. So, tip number 1, practice relating to others. Most introverts would rather listen than talk. Many introverts deflect attention from them by asking question after question One way to overcome introversion is to practice relating to others by sharing how you relate to them. Here's an example. I really relate to what you said about whatever blank topic that might be. I experienced what you experienced when I blank topic. In the world of sales, it's also called the feel, felt, found process. I know what you feel, I've felt it too, and I have found ways to relate to one another. Tip number 2, don't limit yourself with the introversion label. We can use our identity to our disadvantage by saying things like, oh, I'm introverted, so I won't enjoy this situation. While it's perfectly normal for us to choose situations that fulfill us, it's important to also look for opportunities to grow and challenge ourselves. Tip number 3, give yourself time to recharge. Plan a regular day or night each week where you can do activities that recharge you. For example, reserve Sunday evenings for yourself so you can do art or read a book or binge on Netflix. Or let's say you're at a busy event or conference. Find a quiet space where you can spend 10 to 15 minutes recharging. Number 4, silence that inner critic, because this is a comfort zone. Introverts tend to spend a lot of time alone, but they tend to have a loud inner critic too. Your inner critic is a voice that tells you you're too quiet, or no one likes you, or I'm too shy to do XYZ. Tip number 5, your ability to listen and observe. That's a superpower. Because introverts are so intuitive and reflective, they tend to be good listeners. Remember that your superior listening and observation skills is a superpower. Although it may look like you're just sitting quietly during a meeting, introverts like you are actually soaking in the information that's being presented and are thinking critically. Your superpower can build trust in your clients or customers and supports deep friendships in your personal life. So, despite the misconceptions that continue to endure, introverts make great business owners. Check out these successful entrepreneurs who are introverts too. Bill Gates, Elon Musk. Mark Zuckerberg says he's an introvert, and believe it or not, billion, quadrillion, gazillionaire Warren Buffett. They all claim to be introverts. Why are they successful? Because introverts typically listen more than they speak, which is great for gathering feedback, understanding customers and colleagues, and moreover, introverts that are entrepreneurs tend to be more independent and comfortable working alone, which is pretty much typical in the early days of building a business as you prepare for launch and growth. As an introvert, you have so many qualities that are valuable in business and in your social life. Look at it more like your genius zone than an Achilles heel you have to overcome. In short, don't be intimidated about starting your own business because you're introverted. Understand that your strengths and working to rise above your weaknesses will help you thrive when you see your ability to listen as a superpower and all the other attributes that make you, introverted you, and give yourself space and time to recharge. You will see that being an introvert can be a huge asset rather than a liability in business and in life. As you listen to this chat, whether you consider yourself an introvert, an extrovert, or an ambivert, if you realize that you've been mired down in stereotypes consistently throughout your journey and they've gotten you stuck, the good news is you can choose to be successful. I would be honored to go on that journey alongside you. For more information on my Quick Start, Kickstart courses, or if you'd like to book a one-on-one call to explore my Breakthrough Mentor programs, click the link below or in the description, or could be above. I forget where they put it. See you next week with a brand new topic. Oh, any suggestions on something you're struggling with right now that you'd like me to touch on in a future chat? Leave that in the message below too. Have a great week. I'll see you next Friday.